Just take a deep breath. Imagine this. It's Tuesday morning and you're getting ready for work. You got a big day ahead of you and you head out to the kitchen. You're on a mission. You get there and you stop and you look around. What the heck am I doing here? You retrace your steps. You look at your phone, maybe your computer. I've even opened the refrigerator looking for answers. Maybe it comes back to you, maybe it doesn't. But quietly, somewhere in the back of your mind, you think to yourself, is this okay? But you're busy, you gotta go. So you shrug it off, head out on your day, and say you'll get back to that thought later. Has this happened to anyone? Am I alone? Happened this morning, I know. So this being common, yes, but this is not normal aging. But it is a brain that's functioning well, and that's a big distinction because it's signaling to you that something needs to change or it wants you to do something different. Those signals can be so important. It could be what you ate, it could be how you slept, it could be how you handle stress, but it also could be your blood pressure or your blood sugar. All these live here. The brain and the body are so connected. Your metabolic health, your metabolism, your cardiac and your gut health, they all work in synergy to take care of your brain. Your brain is your greatest asset. It is the CEO of your life. I heard somebody else say that. And it is the hardware of your soul. If you give it what it needs to take care of you, everything in life gets better. It has a trickle-down effect in every area. Your energy, your mood, your thoughts, your habits, and living your life to the fullest. That all starts at the top. Think about when you're firing on all cylinders. You walk into a room and you own it. You meet people, you remember their names. You handle stress without freaking out. You follow through on things you need to do without writing them down 5 times. That's a brain that's functioning well. That's the best version of yourself. And most of us don't even acknowledge when that's happening until something forces us to think differently. And then sometimes we're playing a little catch up, as Pete can tell you from experience. Hopefully it's just minor, but it does happen. So I've been a nurse for over 30 years, primarily in hospice, dementia, and rehab. I watched many brilliant minds fade piece by piece. It never got any easier, and it was always heartbreaking. I know what happens when you care for your brain and your body and when you don't. And that's why I turned my fear of aging into my mission, which is to help people get ahead of the curve 20 or 30 years before the symptoms even start. That's what science tells us. Alzheimer's is now a disease of midlife. Excuse me. That's big news, right? So 20 to 30 years ahead of time, the habits that you have today are going to affect your future. It also says that up to 50% of cognitive decline can be prevented by our lifestyle choices when you are structured, consistent, and guided by a professional. Those are big numbers, 50%, and that also takes into effect if you have genetic risk or family history. You can still choose lifestyle and have that 50% reduction in cognitive decline. That's a pretty big number. It gives me hope, but it also gives us all power. That's why I do the work that I do today as a holistic brain health coach. And here's what I want to tell you. You can fall in love with caring for your brain, and it doesn't have to be restrictive, white knuckle, based in fear and no fun. It's about the relationship that you have with yourself. How do you think about food? How do you move your body? How do you handle stress and sleep? How do you protect your mind when the noise of the world is constantly pulling at your attention? Those are not sacrifices. Those are investments. Just like your 401k, When you give your mind what it needs, everything gets better. Aging, it's not luck. It's not just genetics. It's intention. It's about thinking every day about the choices that you're making. And it's a simple question. Is this helping my brain or is this harming my brain? It doesn't have to be running a marathon, a diet of deprivation. Somebody else also mentioned small little habits done consistently really do move the needle. When you shift your perspective to somebody who cares about and prioritizes your brain health, that is where the magic happens. When you partner with somebody who understands the science, who's spent decades in healthcare seeing what works and what doesn't, and a coach to get you there, that's your sweet spot. So if you are tired of wondering and waiting and guessing about your future, I would love to talk to you. I'm Christine. My business is the Wellness Navigator. Thank you.